That's right, Bartholomew. Come on, get a move on there.
Things right.
You're not out picking daisies, you clown. This way. Somebody tell him, because he's prancing around there like Liberace. Is it not Liberace? Was that your man that did the mountain climb in the clown Mount Everest?
My name is Bartholemew.
It's all so Larry now.
And I've been asked to see you
and here it goes,
for the Sydney Pistolwhip experience. Would somebody remove that mat there, please? They're trying to kill me. I'd fall over there and bounce my head off the fireplace. Bunch of assholes. No candles, nothing. It's like as if we're just in somebody's bloody living room. I can't understand it. And he asked me to do something of an entertainment nature, and then you have everything all arseways. I don't understand it at all. Let's put my cap back on right now. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bartholomew, and I've been asked to present the Sydney Pistolwhip experience. Now, I told the lads the other day, I said it's not really something I'd like to be doing, being in the public eye and everything. They said, but you have to. I said, why? So, we just think you'd look nice on the Sydney Pistolwhip experience. And I was like, I don't think so. When I woke up this morning, I'll tell you something. I was absolutely shocked. I looked out the window this morning, and it was about, let me see, it was about, I'm not too sure. I'd say it was nearly about 7:30. And usually the last few mornings when I wake up 7:30, I look out and I see the wind blowing at 90 miles an hour and the rain pelting against the windows like storm force. I'd just go back to bed again. This morning I saw the sunshine and I was absolutely amazed. I said, Jesus Christ. They said yesterday in the weather forecast that we may have good weather today, but I never believed those fellas, you know, on account of it. Most of them are a bunch of bastards. They're just winding people up. But when I was going down the street this morning, I was seeing people and they were in a state of shock. I believe somebody told me that the ambulance corps, you know, the ambulance people, they were on red alert, because there were so many people. I'm just trying to get things organised here with a bit of a prop. Usually I have someone to help me get dressed, you know, for stuff that I'm doing of a celebrity nature. Look, my belt is not even on properly. What kind of... Oh Jesus, I'll just take it off because I get flustered sometimes trying to do a YouTube video, my belt falling off me. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, I was going down the street and the ambulance people were on red alert, because so many people were in such a state of shock at seeing the sunshine. Not only that, but the heat. It was about 15 degrees Celsius. Well, that's not roasting by any standards, but it is hot. And I found out later from one of my associates that the global warming had been turned on big time this morning for Ireland, and that it could get up to 20 degrees, but it's not that. And well, I went up to Ballina then to do a few things, and there wasn't a lot of people around there. They must have, I'd say they were all suffering from heat stroke or something, because what happens in Ireland is, the west of Ireland, when you don't get any warm weather for quite a while, well, it's like people in the desert that are going around, just riding around on camels. They don't know where they're going. They're just riding around, and then all of a sudden there's water. Well, it's the same thing that happens in Ireland with sunshine. It can drive them a little bit crazy. They call it heat stroke. But I'm thinking now, let me see, I was thinking about something there. Oh yeah, someone said to me the other day, he says, what are you going to do this evening? I said, I don't really know, I don't care. And he said, well, you need to know what you're going to do. I said, I don't. He said, well, you have to. That's why we lived. To do things. And I said, well, do you know there's a tribe in Africa, right? And they're called, I think they're called the Noah Wawa tribe. And they live in the Gobi Desert, right? And as you all know, the Gobi Desert is just, well, it's a desert. It's full of sand everywhere. Sand, sand, sand. You might come across the odd oasis every now and then. And he would say, well, what has that got to do with the price of turnips? And I said, nothing. Sylvester. That was his name, Sylvester. And he's a right... Well, I would like to say he's a bit retarded, but I don't think you can say that because it's not politically correct. Well, I just say he's a gobshite. Anyway, I was telling him about these Noah Waha tribe, who had nomads in Africa, and what they do is, they get up in the morning, and they get the camels up, and they drink whatever water they have ready, and they just ride off. And of course, Sylvester is like, well, where do they go to? I said, well, that's the thing about this tribe. They don't have any destination. They just decide, like, they might say, they'd all sit around with the camels and they say, well, where do we go today? I said, we'll go over there. Another one might say, no, should we go over there? And they won't have an argument. And eventually they'll just go wherever they feel like going. Just off into the distance. Because they know that the camels can detect the water, because that's what camels do. They're very smart in that way. But apart from detecting the water, camels they're completely stupid. I mean, I was asking one night, I asked one of the camels, while I was staying with them for a couple of weeks, I said, why do they just get up and go anywhere? Why don't they decide where they're going? And he didn't say a word to me. It was as if he couldn't even understand what I was saying. No, he couldn't understand plain English. I said, my God. I said, you can expect that when you're in the desert in Africa, talking to strange creatures. But, yeah, there was one of the tribe, well, what is they have a law. If somebody asks, like, the night before, if they have a few drinks or a smoke of the peace pipe or whatever, and someone says, where are we going tomorrow? Well, no, you're not allowed to ask that question, because that question is forbidden. Where are we going tomorrow? Because they don't know where they're going. How are they supposed to answer where they're going if they don't know where they're going? And what will happen is, after you say it the first time, you'll be warned. The second time, you'll get a beating. That's right. They beat you up. And the third time, if you ask, where are we going tomorrow? They just tell you to go. To go away. Now, I'm having problems doing stuff in front of the cameras because what happens is, as the other gentlemen have said before, the lads are behind the camera and they do know what to do. But, it's that like, I was chatting to one of my friends in the bar the other evening, as you do, and I was telling him, I said, do you remember back in the 1980s, the moving statues? He says, oh, I do. He says, it was a dangerous time. I says, it was. I said, there were some nights I was afraid to go out. Because we lived out the country for a while and you'd have to walk past a couple of these moving statues. And it was deadly dangerous. A lot of people got injured and they got injured by them. They actually got injured. And my friend said, well, that never happened. You're just exaggerating. That's what you're doing. You're exaggerating. I said, I'm not. I said, well, he said, you are. I said, no. Well, I had a friend, Stephen, right? And he was quite a drinker. You know, he was a big drinker. He liked his few pints. And anything else he could knock back. So one morning he woke up, right? And we heard this rumpus upstairs. Ooh! He was roaring and shouting. And what happened was, he woke up, he'd been asleep for about 12 hours. He woke up in the afternoon. And he looked across. He woke up and he lifted his head. And there was a sheep beside him. A real live sheep. And he's like, oh Jesus Christ. He's like remembering he was drinking tequila. He says, oh fuck me pink. That's what he says, it's what he used to say, fuck me pink. And he's like, he was just getting over that. the fact that there's a sheep in his bed. He said, where did I find this sheep? And then he feels this big long tongue licking at the back of his neck. He's like, oh Christ, I must have met a queer one, a farmer's daughter. And she had a sheep to look after, and they brought the sheep home with it. And he turned round to kiss her, thinking it was a farmer's daughter, and thinking that, you know, he might get another bit of whatever he got the night before. And but no, he nearly had a heart attack. It wasn't a sheep, it was an Alsatian. What they call, in England, they call them a German Shepherd. German Shepherd is what the dog was. And he saw the sheep on one side, the German Shepherd on the other side, licking his neck. And then it was going down to lick, oh, I wouldn't even mention it, But what he's shouting and roaring, and of course we locked him in. We locked up the door of his bedroom because we knew we heard the sheep and then the dog roared in the morning. We thought when he does wake up, he's going to be horrified. So that he was horrified anyway. And he comes down, and now you bastards locking the door, and we're like, serves you right for getting that drunk. And he said, I'm never drinking tequila again. We said, all right, yeah, all right. He said, any time I drink tequila, I go off me head. I get out of me mind. And we're listening to this for a long, long time. And we do often say to him, you know, when we're out, do you remember the night you were drinking the whiskey? He said, oh yeah, well, it's not often I get that way with the whiskey and the vodka and the poutine and the rum. But anyway, he blamed everything on the tequila. So that evening he said, that's it. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going drinking tequila. I just stick to the pints and the cider and the odd shot of vodka or gin and tonic. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. So off he goes. And we said, where are you going? He said, I'm going down to find a statue, one of these statues, and I'm going to pray to it at the grotto, he said. And we were like looking at each other in the rooms, we're saying, I hope he doesn't get lotto at the grotto. That's what my friend said. Not Sylvester, I think his name was Daniel. I said, I hope he doesn't get lotto at the grotto, because it's big trouble with those born-again Christians. They get very upset. So anyway, he was going down, he was looking for, what was the name of he was looking for the statue of St. Anthony. Well, I think he's the patron saint of lost causes, that's right, yeah, St. Anthony. And couldn't find, he was driving around for about an hour, he said, and he couldn't find St. Anthony, so he had to settle for the Virgin Mary. So he's down there kneeling, praying to the Virgin Mary like that. Dear Virgin Mary, let me not be tempted to drink tequila anymore and wake up in the presence of a sheep and a German Shepherd dog. I don't know what I did to them, but I am sorry. I don't know what they did to me. I don't know are they sorry. Please let me not drink tequila again. And he was just standing up like that, he said. And out of left field, that's what they say in America, out of left field, which means it came out in the middle of nowhere. In America they say out of left. I don't know why they say it. It's like, it reminds me of Captain Kirk, right, when he's in Starship Enterprise and he wants to go down to another planet, and he gets his little cell phone out, he presses the buttons, nearest planet please, and he goes boop boop boop, and then he appears. Well, this is what happened. This is what happened to my friend Feston. Feston was his name, right? He's just getting up after praying to the Virgin Mary, and who comes flying across the road at about 50 miles an hour but the statue of St. Anthony. And my God, what happened was, only for I was coming down the road myself, I was on my way into the local for a few quiet ones, and I saw the statue of St. Anthony come flying, and he didn't see my friend Feston getting up off the ground, straight into him, out of nowhere. And I said, Jesus, it's a busy night tonight for the statues. And the statue, Virgin Mary, her hands were up like that, she was waving them around going, oh, holy God, holy God. And I was like, Jesus Christ, am I seeing this, or has somebody put something in my tea? Anyways, well, Feston was on the ground, he was sprawled out, we thought he was dead. 6 of his ribs were cracked, both of his arms were broken, his right leg smashed into smithereens, his nose broken. And And now I'll go back again, and I try that again, and his eye socket, one of his eyes actually came out of his head, shot across the road. Now, everyone would have said, you would have said, well, he must have died. Did he die? No, he did not. He did not die. What happened was, because he was hit by a supernatural creature, being St. Anthony, who was flying along, not looking where he was going, he was off to he had another appointment at another grotto about 2 miles down the road. They were expecting him that evening. And the Virgin Mary was, are you sure, Anthony? Are you sure you're supposed to be over there and not over there? He said, well, I don't know. So she said, well, look at what will we do with this young fellow, this young man? I think you've killed him. And St. Anthony said, well, obviously it was my fault. And the Virgin Mary said, yes. And I was behind the bush at this stage. So I didn't want them to see me, you know, because they were supernatural creatures involved in some kind of a debate as to what they would do with my friend who was laying on the ground. Well, apparently dead. His body smashed to smithereens. Well, the Virgin Mary looked up. And St. Anthony, the saint of... St. Anthony is actually the saint who you look to, the saint of lost causes. Well, obviously, at this stage of the evening, Feston was on the ground, absolutely dead. He was a lost cause. He was definitely past a cause. And I was looking on in amazement from behind the bush. And I said to myself, I hope Moses is not around, because there's a good chance the bush might go on fire. Because that's often what happened when Moses was about the place. When there was a bush around, it would start burning. Somebody thinks that is a practical joke on behalf of the good Lord on high. Because there were rumours, of course, in the Bible that Moses was a bit lazy. That he was a bit slow on the uptake when he was asked to do something. So when he would be leaning back against a tree or a bush, the good Lord on high would flick his fingers like that and set it on fire. And Moses would up and he would be away down the road with his ass on fire. Now, this is not a biblical tale that we are giving you this evening. It's just a story about my friend and how he wanted to get off the tequila. So anyway, St. Anthony was looking up to the skies, and Mary was looking up to the skies, and the clouds, well, they parted, and some shining sunlight shone down upon my friend. And a couple of moments later, he got up off the ground. And St. Anthony had bolted off down the road at this stage, and Mary had gone back to being a statue. And Feston looked at me from behind the bush. And I looked at him. And he said to me, he said, what the fuck are you doing behind the bushes? I said, do you not remember what happened? He said, no. I remember leaving the house and saying to myself, I'll go for a little walk. And then I got past this statue and I thought to myself, I might have a couple of tequilas. And I said, but did you now? Did you now? He said, yes, I did. A fair play to you. So off we went down the road, off into the distance like Clint Eastwood would in one of those cowboy movies, or Josie Wales, the outlaw Josie Wales.